everyone. Tonight, I will be sharing my knowledge about the retraction of RIzal. Did he or did he not? Rest assured that a thorough research has been made. Before we proceed, there are 3 parts that will be the flow of our discussion. First is defining the meaning of retraction, followed by what happened, what is the cause of the retraction of RIzal, and lastly, the 2 claims, RIzal retracted or RIzal did not, with evidence supporting these claims. So let's start with defining what retraction is. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, retraction is to take back or withdraw something, whether it is an action, a statement, or accusation. Continuing on the topic, let's now proceed in what happened to RIzal's alleged retraction letter and its cause. So before RIzal's execution at Bagumbayan, it is said that he signed a document stating that he is now a Catholic and he retracts all the statements he said about the friars and the Catholic Church. With this document, it is said that he is now a Catholic and will die as one as he abjures Masonry. This caused confusion on what really happened, since it created 2 sides, which are the ones who believe that RIzal abandoned Masonry and became a Catholic, and the ones who believe that RIzal did not sign the document and it was just forged. On to the next topic, 2 claims and its evidence. Within RIzal's retraction, as I said, there are different opinions, point of views, or information regarding the controversy. The Roman Catholic Church, or their believers, claim that RIzal signed a retraction letter saying that he was taking back whatever he said or wrote against the Roman Catholic Church and the Spanish government, and that he also died as a Catholic. On the other hand, there are people who support and believe RIzal, especially his works, and claim that RIzal did not retract. The first evidence is the retraction paper itself. It was written in Spanish and it was considered an eyewitness of RIzal's retraction. According to Dizon, the document was discovered by Father Manuel Garcia on May 18, 1935, which was signed by Dr. Jose Rizal, and the letter was dated on 29th of December 1896. The retraction letter stated, "I declare myself a Catholic, and in this religion, in which I was born and educated, I wish to live and die. I retract with all my heart whatever in my words, writings, publications, and conduct has been made contrary to my character as a son of the Catholic Church. I believe and I confess whatever she teaches, and I submit to whatever she demands. I abominate Masonry as the enemy which is of the Church, and as a society prohibited by the Church. The diocesan prelate may, as the superior ecclesiastical authority, make public this spontaneous manifestation of mine in order to repair the scandal which my acts may have caused, and so that God and people may pardon me." After signing the retraction document, a book was offered to him entitled Acts of Faith, Hope, and Charity. He recited the prayer and signed the book during that time. The second point to mention is the testimony given during the press conference. It was discovered by Father Garcia along with the retraction document. There are the people who witnessed the event, especially the Jesuits. Vicente Balaguer stating that there was a retraction that happened before RIzal died. During the time when RIzal was held in the Fort Santiago, barracks on the western side of Plaza de Armas, where he was sentenced to death for supporting a brewing revolution against Spanish rule. There were priests who visited him and persuaded him to sign the document, and they are also considered eyewitnesses to the event. The third piece of evidence from the Catholic Church is that during RIzal's last 24 hours, he had shown acts of being religious. Before he was executed on December 30, 1896, he prayed and had a confession in the church. And the last evidence was about RIzal, wanting to be married with Josephine Bracken in a Catholic church. But the priest who will bless them, Father Balaguer, gave him one condition, which was to sign the retraction document in exchange for their marriage. On the contrary, there are also a lot of people who believe that RIzal did not retract based on evidence. Allow me to give you some. First, Dr. RIzal purportedly signed the retraction paper, and the contents of the document were written out in the newspapers. His family was shocked to learn of Dr. RIzal's actions. They demanded to examine the original document in order to confirm that it was his. Regardless of whether the document was written by hand or not, the Jesuit priest claimed to have misplaced it. The Catholic Church discovered Dr. Rizal's papers in their archives in 1935, 39 years after his execution. Dr. Ricardo Pascual claims to have the original paperwork of Dr. Rizal's retraction. Dr. Ricardo Pascual asked the Archbishop for permission to examine the paper. There were irregularities in the handwriting and format of the paper that were discovered. The paper was not written in Dr. Rizal's style, and he decided that the paper was a forged document. It has been previously established in the case of the document's legitimacy. It's debatable whether it was authentic, or more importantly, whether it ever existed. Another proof that Dr. Rizal did not retract is that when he supposedly signed the document, one of his terms was to marry Josephine Bracken, which he did. According to the Catholic Church, they were married a day before Rizal was executed. Yet, there were no public documents or a copy of Dr. Rizal's marriage certificate with Bracken in order to prove that he was married and did not retract. If Dr. Rizal did so, his family would have known of it immediately because he would have told them the truth in his communication letter to them. And when they saw him before he was executed, there were no mentions of his retraction, which is why the family was seeking the original document because they did not believe that Dr. Rizal had retracted all of his life's works. We are now on the question and answer portion. For question number 1, is it true that there was a retraction before Rizal died? If you say so, why? Based on my research, I have concluded that Dr. Jose Rizal, as a vocal critic of the Spanish colonial government and of the Catholic Church wrongdoings, was not at all retracted. This is due to the fact that there are a lot of evidences that he didn't. Reviewing the evidences lead to the question as to why would Dr. Rizal retract all of his works when those works were meant to expose the atrocities of both the Spanish colonial government and the Catholic Church at the time in controlling the Filipinos when he fought the same institutions his entire life and also imprisoned him. It is without a doubt an indirect admission of guilt by both the Spanish colonial government and the Catholic Church to silence him. Another point is that the contents of the Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell, which sparked and ignited the lives of Filipinos to rise up and fight against the Spaniards, are diametrically opposed to the retraction document that he allegedly signed, because the Mi Ultimo Adios proves that Dr. Rizal loved his country and remained defiant until his death against the oppressors of his country and his countrymen. With the data offered and evaluated, I maintain that Dr. Rizal did not recant since he remained rebellious to the persecution that afflicted Filipinos' lives, and proof of his conviction that he died loving his country. Question number 2. If Rizal was really retracted, where is the alleged retraction letter of Rizal? Based on the study, the original document was found in the Archdiocesan archives in 1935, 39 years after Rizal was shot. The authenticity was proved due to first is the testaments of the priests who were present there, and it is dated December 29, 1896, the day before his death. However, many disbelieve the authenticity of the retraction. They believed that the church wanted to tarnish the reputation of Jose Rizal as a hero. Also, because Rizal wrote a lot of things against the church, so they made the retraction to prove that Rizal was defeated or he surrendered before he died. For question number 3, why was the original document never shown to the public? Forgery is known all over the world, usually for the money it came with. Sending fake letters to the enemies to be captured was popular in October 1600s, Kaniza Territory War. The Ottomans won the battle by issuing forged communication. During World War II, they launched Operation Mincemeat as a deception to mislead the German intelligence. Many secret documents that seemed to be real with forged signatures were attached to a British corpse. The Germans seemed to believe the authenticity of the fake documents, leading them to fight against Sicily. They used the same strategy to fool the Germans by giving out false map routes being used in the war. In 1901, Americans managed to capture Cecilio Sigismondo, who carried documents from Aguinaldo. The American then faked some documents, complete with forged signatures, to start an alliance as well as a war against Filipino Americans. Then, they captured Aguinaldo, which started the fall of the Republic. That is why the authenticity of the retraction of Rizal is being debated. As said to be, it was supposed to have been signed by Rizal before he died. There are many witnesses, most of them are Jesuits. The document only surfaced for public viewing on May 13, 1935. Later then it was found by Father Manuel A. Garcia at the Hierarchies Archive in Manila. But the original document was never shown to the public, only the copies of it. However, Father Pio Pai, a Spanish Jesuit, reported that as early as 1907, the retraction of Rizal was copied and published in Spain and reprinted in Manila. The problem about the date surfaced, the difference of the documents making it unbelievable. One stated December 29, 189C evidently altered the number 0. Another came out as December 29, 1896 that was supposed to believe the real document. Due to the issue that happened, the original document is hard to present. Surely we must put the question of retraction to rest, whether he retracted or not.
Wait lang. So while waiting, you can now answer Miss Lay. Again, the question is, do you think there is a retraction that happened during those times? If yes, why? If no, why not?
Hello po. I think the retraction didn't really happen, given that the document was not publicized and there was inconsistency towards the evidence.
Thank you for that answer, Lay. So to proceed, next question. So okay, thank you for that. Now you can ask us if you have any question. So for Mr. Kianu, you can now unmute your mic.
Ay, sorry po. Sa ano po yun? Sa question po kanina.
Okay, you can still answer, go.
Ay, okay po. For me, I don't think Rizal really retracted. There's a lot of evidence na nagpapakita na finorge lang ang pirma ni Rizal dun sa documents. However, yun nga, sa nabanggit nga kanina, maraming mga inconsistencies, kaya hindi talaga siya mapoprove as nag-retract talaga siya. Another thing is, hindi siya may execute kung nag-retract talaga siya since ginawa talaga siyang example ng mga friars or ng church nung Spaniards na pag against ka sa church nila is papatayin ka talaga. So I don't think that's the Rizal really retracted. I have a question for you guys too also.
Okay.
Why do you think the issue with Rizal na nag-retract si Rizal for his masonry para maging Catholic? Paano siya naging issue?
You're asking the importance.
Yeah, kung bakit ano siya naging ano ba to? Bakit naging relevant yung ano niya, yung retraction niya?
Okay. I will answer your question. I think the importance of it's because they wanted to discredit Dr. Jose Rizal, his works, and it is to invalidate his life and works just to show them that they have defeated Rizal in the end. Since marami ang kinakalaban niya, sinasabi nila na kinakalaban ni Rizal yung Catholic Church. So para ma-prove na natalo nila si Rizal, parang gumagawa sila ng kwento. Ayun. So, did I satisfy your question?
Yes po. Thank you.
Thank you for that. May iba ba bang gusto mag-raise ng question? Okay, Mr. Renz, you can unmute your microphone.
Hello. My question is, what are the consequences of Rizal's retraction?
Wait, ako nasasagot dyan. I think Rizal retraction has no real consequence talaga except for the fact that it created a country-old debate whether he retracted or not. Kasi diba, sabi, it lacks of evidences. Kaya ayun, yun lang po. Siguro po, magiging effect lang po nun sa iba is magkakaroon sila ng consciousness or mag-iisip talaga sila paano kung nag-retract talaga siya or hindi. Sa tingin kong consequence. Thank you. Did I answer your question po?
Yes po. Thank you din po.
Thank you.
So you can raise your hand if you have questions.
Another question po.
Okay. Go.
What do you if Rizal really retracted, what do you think is the reason?
Okay, I will answer na lang your question. The possible reason with that is that he wanted to give himself a chance to marry Josephine. He already attempted to do this while in the Pitan, and he was rejected because he did not accept the terms given by the Catholic Church. So yeah, did I satisfy your question?
Okay, thank you po.
Okay, another one, Mr. Ernest J. You can unmute your microphone.
Hi, good evening. Will the history of the Philippines be written differently if it were true that Rizal retracted and that he was not executed as a result?
So I will answer that question. So yes, I think it would be different. It would surely affect how the Philippine Revolution acted, knowing that many Filipinos joined the rebellion after Rizal's death. I satisfy you with my answer.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for participating in the open forum section.